Patch Advanced Server Update. 1. Revamped Aurora Buff. Aurora's damage pacing is somewhat slow, so we're aiming to quicken her burst potential. Her passive getting buff, cooldown, 180 second to 150 second. Skill 1 Adjustment. Skill Revamp. Aurora fires an icy meteorite at the target location, dealing magic damage and reducing target's movement speed. The meteorite then explodes 5 times, dealing magic damage each time. Two, Alice Buff. Experimental changes. The Blood Orb mechanic is fun, but it forces the Alice player to play multiple lanes to maximize their gains. We're trying to change the passive mechanic and adjusting the pacing of her active skills. Her skill 2 can now be used more frequently, while her ultimate grants more survivability and enhances the burst of her skill 2, enabling Alice to farm faster. Attributes Buff. Max mana growth per level, 0 to 100. Her passive getting adjustment. Revamped effect. Restore 1.5% max mana every second, doubled while fighting enemy heroes. Gain 3 movement speed and 1% healing received per level. Skill 1 getting nerf cooldown from 5 second to 8 second. Her skill 2 getting buff, cooldown from 7 to 6 second. Immobilizing time from 1.2 to 0.5 second. Mana cost from 50 to 75 to 100. Damage from 270 to 395 plus 90% magic power to 200 to 400 plus 75% magic power. Plus 5 to 15% plus 0.3% max mana percent enemies max HP. Ultimate skill getting buff 2. New effect. Reduce the cooldown of skills 1 and to by 0 to south and 0.5 seconds respectively upon hitting one enemy hero. Base damage from 90 to 60 to 100 no longer scales with mana growth closing parenthesis. Mana cost from 50 to 162. 40 to 120 HP regen bonus from magic power from 10% to 30%. 3. Baras Buff. Experimental changes. Most Baras players are struggling to maintain his passive, slow skills, and enemies can easily break out of his ultimate. We want to address these issues by increasing the utility of his ultimate, making him a great initiator in team fights. Passive Buff. Stacks each enemy hit or each time a skill hits a target. Hitting multiple targets still only grant 1 stack. Max stacks from 25 to 10. Number of stacks required for enhanced basic attack from 15 to 10. New effect. Enhanced basic attack also helps maintain the passive effect. Skill 1 adjustment no longer slows enemies hit. Second stage damage interval 1 to 0.5 second. Skill 2 buff. New effect. The first missile launched also deals damage and slows enemies by 40% for 1 second. With that effect, the missile is now guaranteed to pull enemies toward Baras. Stun duration from 0.5 to 0.8 second. New ultimate. Pressing the ultimate button charges up the skill, during which Baras is immune to CC. When released, Baras sprints in the target direction, devouring the first enemy hit. 4. Kimi buff. We don't want Kimi to focus too much on energy management, so we've extended her damage window in the mid and late game. We're also slightly lowering her damage scaling. Meanwhile, we want to boost her crit chance to reduce the extent at which Radiant Armor counters her. Passive nerf. Basic attack damage from 20% total physical attack plus 24% total magic power. 1% per level to 20% total physical attack plus 15% total magic power at all levels attack effect. From 20% to 20%. Skill 1 buff. Damage from 20 plus 20 to percent to 27% total physical attack plus 24% minus 29% total magic power to 20% total. Physical attack at all levels plus 20% total magic power. Energy cost from 5 at all levels to 5 to 3. New effect. Leveling up the skill grants Kimi 5% to 20% extra crit chance. Her ultimate getting nerfed. Removed effect. Energy regen. Slightly reduced backswing time. Five Selena buff. We've decided to stop adjusting Selena's marks and only keep some of the simple gameplay optimizations for future testing. The following are the adjustments made based on the official server version. Skill 1 adjust in mode Elven. New effect. Marks can now be applied to minions. Damage adjustments to non-hero units are the same as to heroes. Slightly increase the radius of explosion. Fixed an issue where the slow effect of the first stage doesn't match the skill description. Skill 1 in Absol mode getting buff. New effect. Hitting a marked enemy now refreshes the cooldown of her skill 2. Skill 2 Absol mode getting buff. Remove the mana cost. Ultimate adjustment. Cooldown from 5.5 to 4 second unaffected by CD reduction to 4 south affected by KT reduction. 6 are Ballman buff. The following are the adjustments made based on the official server version. Skill 2 buff. New effect. Cyclone Sweep can no longer interrupted by CC. Ballman can be knocked airborne during Cyclone Sweep before. New effect. Gains 15% movement speed bonus during skill cast, which decays over time. Skill 3 buff. Increased skill range and optimized visual effects. New effect. The skill cannot be interrupted by CC. Cooldown 28 to 18 second to 34 to 20 per second. Seven. Veil buff. Veil's skill effects have been fully upgraded. The overall effects are more in line with the current gameplay. Skill 2 buff. Remaining whirlwind duration 2 to 1.6 second. Total damage remains unchanged. Skill 3 buff. New effect. While the windstorm lasts, it will continue to deal small amounts of damage to enemies in range. Windstorm duration 2 to 1.6 second. Direth buff. The following are the adjustments made based on the official server version.
I do what I want.
Passive buff. New effect after every 2 basic attacks or skill casts. His next basic attack is guaranteed to be a circle strike. Skill 1 buff. Cooldown from 5 to 8 to 6 second, but the slow effect from 25% to 50% with duration 1.5 to 1 second. Skill to getting adjust. Targets defense reduction 50% to 30 to 80%. Slow effect 90% to 50% slow duration 0.5 to 2 second. Ultimate buff. New effect. The ultimate cannot be interrupted. Removed effect. 55% slow effect for 0.5 second. Shop update. The Aspirant bundle will adding on November 19th.
Enemies will think they won, but I'm here to stay. Destiny